Hey folks, David Stewart here. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Time for some more Oblivion content. I want to show you 5 cool items you can get at level 1. Of course, you can get them at later levels. The point is you can get them really early in the game, very easily. Before I jump into these, I want to point out one that is going to be missing, which you can technically get at level 1, and that is the Umbra Sword. While you can get it at level 1, it's really difficult, and since I've been playing the Oblivion Remaster, I haven't found a really easy way to cheese the Umbra encounter and get that Daedric Sword, which is a 0-weight sword when you pick it up because it's a quest item. Once I find a pretty easy way to cheese that, I'll come back with another video just on that one. So, our first easy-to-get item. Everyone should find this item useful at any level. That's Fingleam. It's just sitting out in the ocean, kind of near Anvil. You can find it just off the coast of a little island that is northwest of the lighthouse at Anvil. Because Oblivion lets you fast travel to all the major cities right away, you can just leave the Imperial sewers and head straight over to Anvil and get yourself Fingleam. You will have to swim out a little ways and dive down deep, but don't worry, you won't die once you find this helmet because it will give you water breathing, and it will give you Night Eye, and it will give you Life Detect. Those are pretty darn useful, and I will say with the Oblivion Remaster, it's a lot easier to find Fingleam on the bottom of the ocean. It's a nice, beautiful green color. It has the appearance of glass, which is the highest level of light armor that you can get in the game, and you can just grab it and enjoy it. Keep it in your bags, use it for all kinds of things. If you're in a dark dungeon, it'll let you see the enemies around the corner, and it'll let you water breathe for as long as you need. The next item on the list is actually 3 items that you're going to be able to get all at once, and while they're not great items on their own, they are very useful at level 1 because they will be 0 weight when you pick them up. That is because they are quest items. What you are going to do is you're going to go to Shaden Hall and you're going to find the Fighters Guild in Shaden Hall. You are going to talk to the orc inside the Fighters Guild Hall and you're going to ask to join the Fighters Guild. That orc's name is Burz Grow Cash, and he is going to give you your first quest for that guild hall, which is to just deliver a couple of weapons to a mine. Instead of delivering those weapons, you can just keep them in your bag and use them as regular weapons. They are steel weapons, so they're the second level of weapons that you can get, but because they're quest items, they are 0 weight, and that is going to be very useful at level 1 when you are not able to carry around a whole lot of stuff. Not having to lose your inventory space to weapons is very useful. This is also very useful if you're playing a racer class that doesn't have a lot of starting strength and you're still wanting to do things like wear heavy armor, or if you're a wizard and you just don't want to lose a lot of your inventory space carrying around bulky weapons. You can use these for a while till you get something better, then you can go complete the quest if you want to. All the items can be repaired, and you get one of each kind of item that you might want to use. You get a bow, you get a sword, and you get an axe. That way, if you ever want to use one of those off weapons or get some skill in it, you can have it in your inventory, at least until you feel like you want to start working on the Fighters Guild. Now, forgive me, this will actually mean that we're talking about 7 items here instead of 5, but I'm just going to count all 3 as one item that you can pick up because you get them all at once, and chances are you're only going to use maybe like 2 out of those 3. Okay, so the next 2 items on this list are going to require some lockpicking. Hopefully, you've got a handle on the lockpicking skill if you're level 1 and you actually looted the introductory dungeon in the Imperial Sewers. You should have plenty of lockpicks. Both of these are going to require you unlocking a 5-tumbler lockpick, the maximum level of lockpick in the game, but you can do it at level 1 and you can just skill your way through it. If you're playing the remaster, I do recommend you do the lockpicking with a controller because there's a weird input lag that occurs with the mouse in this particular minigame. So the first one of these is a set of black hand robes and a hood. Normally you only get these towards the end of the Dark Brotherhood quest chain, but you can actually loot them out of a locked barrel inside of a house in Bruma. So go to Bruma and find Jagasta's house. I believe it is the 3rd house on the left after coming in through the gate. You may need to wait there until dark because there's a fellow who waits outside of his house who will see you trying to break into this house. Don't worry, no one's inside, no one's going to hurt you. It's a pretty easy lock to get through to get inside the house. There's lots of things that you can loot or steal, and there's even a couple of books that will give you skill ups. Go down the stairs, and in that second level, I guess the first basement level, you will find a barrel that is locked with an expert lock. Spend a couple of lockpicks, unlock it, and inside you will find a book associated with the Dark Brotherhood called the Five Tenets, and a set of Black Hand robes and a hood to go with it that have a whole bunch of stat bonuses. If you like, you can continue down to a hidden sub-basement where during the Dark Brotherhood quest chain, you may find an opponent practicing his hand-to-hand skills, and you'll find another book there that will give you some hand-to-hand skill. If you are not on that part of the quest, he won't spawn. This is a little Easter egg, a little breadcrumb when you're actually doing these quests to clue you into the actual identity of a couple of your victims. Not to give too many spoilers, but in this case, you can grab the Black Hand robes and the Black Hand hood and enjoy those stats right at level 1. They're quite good. And keep in mind that these are robes, so they don't actually count as armor. They are very good for sneaking and shooting arrows, however. And because they aren't armor, they will also never break and need to be repaired. For those of you who are going to be playing a stealth archer build, which I know there are many of you, very useful set of items there. Next on the list is another powerful item, hidden once again in plain sight, locked in a chest. It is outside of the arena, so if you go to the Imperial City Arena, don't go down into the arena, but turn to the right, and around the corner you will find a pair of hopeful combatants practicing their hand-to-hand skills. Near them is a chest. If you go around the backside of the piles of crates and pillars, you can sneak and unlock the chest without anyone seeing you at pretty much any time of day or night. Alternatively, you could pickpocket the key from Branwen, one of the two combatants fighting nearby the chest, but I think it's easier to just pick the lock. Inside, you will find the Bands of Quang Lao. They fortify your hand-to-hand by a whopping 20 points. So for those of you wanting to play a monk build, these are extremely useful, especially at level 1 when your skill is not very high. I used them on stream to punch a bunch of Daedra into the dirt, and they worked quite well at that. Alternatively, if you don't want to use them, you can sell them to a fence once you have access to that through the Thieves Guild. Now, while you are at the arena area, you can head over to the entrance where you would normally go down to the left and join the arena, or go up to the right and possibly bet on some arena matches. There is a chest there. You can unlock it. It is an expert level chest. If you stand in just the right place at night, when there's nobody watching the chest, you can pick the lock, just like you pick these other locks, and unlock it, and there's a free 500 gold for you inside. So you might as well pick up that while you're in the vicinity, because that's going to be useful too. The last item on this list is not actually an item at all. It is a mount, a very unique mount that you can acquire in Oblivion for free just by walking out and hopping on a horse. That horse happens to be the Unicorn. The Unicorn is at Harcane Grove. It is kind of southwest of the Imperial City on the other side of the water, or you can walk north from the stables at Breville. I chose to walk from Breville. You walk pretty much due north. Eventually, you'll reach the Harcane Grove. There will be a unicorn surrounded by a bunch of minotaurs. I recommend you do not approach the unicorn with your weapon drawn, as it will attack you. Once you hop on the unicorn, you can just ride away to another town until the minotaurs de-aggro, and then you have a unicorn mount as your horse. It becomes your horse. It is one of the fastest mounts in the game, and it is actually the strongest mount in the game in terms of combat. It has a bunch of damage reflect spells on it. The only problem is that you cannot have a weapon drawn, including your fists, while you are around your unicorn mount, or it will become hostile and it will attack you. And that is actually a very difficult creature to kill. It's part of a higher level Daedric quest, I believe level 17 or 20 or something, for the Savior's Hide. But it's a very useful mount because you can actually use it to kill people, including guards. You just stand there. If there is a person that draws their weapon, the unicorn will attack it and kill it for you. It's a really good combat buddy. Of course, you can use your spells, so it's a great option for wizards. If you just want to use spells and never pull out a sword, then you can run around with your unicorn mount friend and kill lots of enemies, which will have a very hard time killing the unicorn. The unicorn, however, is not essential. It will die eventually. And when it dies, you need to remember to loot the unicorn horn off of it, because you will have to turn that in for the Savior's Hide quest later on in the game if you choose to do that Daedric quest. So that last one does have some drawbacks, but it is one of the strangest and funniest things that you can get very early on in the game. So leave me your thoughts down below, along with any tips for me or anybody else for things that you can get early in Oblivion that are useful or powerful. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Please check the link down below to join my Patreon, where you can get a free book every month, as well as a copy of The Keys to Prolific Creativity. You will also get access to all of the copies of my live writes. Those are books that I've written live on the air on YouTube and Twitter. So please do check that out, and I will see you all next time. Have a great, great day.